I remember that Lynn Seltz had called me over and said, I want to introduce you to a guy. He had brought Evans over there and says, we got a plan. Mark was pretty adamant, and he'd been involved with a similar group with his dad in Anacortes, and they felt Moses Lake needed a youth outreach. That's where it kind of all started, with Len Seltz at Taco Time inviting me over to meet Mark, and we kind of went from there.
It was something for the kids, but Mark was a tremendous salesman, and he had a vision, and he was able to communicate that vision.
And I remember going and meeting Harold, and Harold said, well, let me go look at that place with you, and in the tone that Harold had.
And I says, okay, and of course I'm getting into stuff that I didn't expect, but hey, he could sell his plan.
And I remember taking Harold up into the attic and up into the upstairs, and I took him back downstairs, and I remember saying to him, Harold, we need a basketball court in here. And he looked at me like I was from another planet. He said, man, Mark, do you realize what that's gonna take to put a basketball court in here? You're gonna have to take off half of the upstairs. You're gonna have to put in these huge beams. You got all this roof load that you've got to carry. He said, I don't think it's feasible. I don't know if it's feasible. You're crazy. I remember looking at Harold and he said, Harold, I need a basketball court and I need you to help me figure it out. And he finally looked at me and he said, all right, let's get it done. And he jumped in head first. Oh my gosh, what a project that was. Harold, thank you so much.
And boy, his eyes glazed over and away we went. Yeah, it was inspiring. It really was.
To Harold's point, just a place for kids to do something and be involved. Well, if we take this wall out and put in a beam here and spread that out, that's where the renovation kind of started. I think they acquired this half first, then got that half, and then when we got that half, then we took the wall out. And that was quite an adventure.
We were redoing the whole front of the building. David really championed that whole project on the front of the building. But to do that, we had to take out this outside mezzanine. And in the attic of that building there, pigeons had been living for decades. And I remember crawling up in that attic space with David Skog, and there's pigeon poop like you guys would not believe. We're going through cobwebs, and I'm looking at David, and David's looking at me like, what are we doing? And so we start taking down this whole ceiling thing out in the front of the building. There's pigeon poop. We got masks on. We both think we're gonna die. This is totally gross. But David, man, you showed so much leadership and care and concern for your community and teens. I simply can't say thank you enough.
That's neat. You don't know everybody behind the scenes, and there's people, generous folks doing all kinds of stuff to bring it together. And all of our testimonies are really different. And to get a bunch of people that are of assorted denominations or maybe none at all, and to hear the gospel and piece it all together. Now, what does this mean for me? Fantastic thing. I'd like to see the denominations do more together, recognizing that we don't have to get doctrinal about this. We're too much, it's us, and not the broader Christianity. Even in the New Testament, those people are a bunch of conglomeration of oddballs, and yet they did form dynamic relationships. Hey, that fits, youth dynamic.
I think of the kids that had the opportunity to come here were maybe not necessarily plugged into either an existing church program. And I think it offered them a place to be exposed to believers, exposed to the gospel that they may not get at home or whatever their living conditions were. So I think it just let a lot of kids feel comfortable in a safe place, hear the gospel that may not necessarily have ended up at a church. A lot of people in need have never been talked to. Nobody's ever just sat down and said, what's your story? Who are you?
Starting off at YD, I didn't know it then, but my dad as a kid actually used to come here, and he talked about the stories and the exciting adventures he did through YD and just how that impacted some of his life. I got a lot of friends here growing up, met a lot of them here, and today we're still in fellowship and we message back and forth. Some of them have moved away, some of them are here in town. We still hang out. It's just really cool to see how we keep each other accountable, how we've grown in our faithfulness and our walk with God as I've gotten older through these people that I've met here. It's just amazing. Fellowship and the feeling of not being alone. Pretty nice having people around you who have the same experience or similar experiences, and you're just able to like deep dive on a similar level and then like kind of common ground. You don't feel lonely, kind of like I already said. It's a huge thing for me, and you don't feel left out. If I could go back and tell myself when I first started coming here, I would just say dig in. Super gracious. Everyone here is super gracious and super loving, and I just really appreciated that, and very patient. And it really just showed the love of Jesus in my life and helped me grow into the person I am today. And I just appreciate that.
It's not church.
Yeah, creating a space like this is not church.
But those kids meet their friends here. I can build a deeper relationship with this person because he has aspects of his life that I also do, but yet we're still different individuals. Fellowship is not sameness. It's not sameness. It's I learn from you and I share from you and you from me, and we both profit. I'm profoundly touched. I'm profoundly touched. You guys made it happen. Mark and his vision, it really happened. There's a place in this town now for youth, but this is not exactly a church. This is a place where kids come and have fun and are known and know and be known. And so it's a home place and it's a fellowship place.